Alright, Valenciaga TV. So we're gonna talk about how do you know if your ancestors are trying to get your attention. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you guys how to recognize the signs. So look at this. So how to recognize the signs? You're gonna recognize a lot of synchronicities, and I spoke about numbers and the fact that numbers were the first language. Now, I want you guys to stop this video and go ahead and check out that video before you continue with this video. So once you're done, I want you to come back and resume this video.
I just wanna know, would you ride with me? Take a few trips, would you?
Once you recognize the basics with the coding patterns and numbers, you will recognize that these angel numbers are messages. So you'll be able to decode these messages once you recognize the patterns, once you recognize why you're getting these messages. So our ancestors need us. Most of us are called to break generational curses.
Wherever there are generational curses, there are generational gifts. And the gifts are the reason why there are generational curses. There's ways to identify the generational curses by identifying what has been a continuous situation or continuation of issues like alcoholism, drug abuse, which are the same things, or maybe there's a history of the fathers not being present in lives. Now there's ways to cleanse yourself of these curses.
So your ancestors are going to be using numbers and music and everything around you. They're going to use your atmosphere to communicate with you, but you have to be ready.
You can't be the type to say, oh, it's evil to talk to spirit. You can't be the type that's scared of ghosts. You gotta know that your ancestors are around you. This is very vital. First step, basic step now.
So if you're having deja vu moments, this is a reason why.
Why am I having deja vu? Maybe this is a highlighted moment from back in time, from a lesson that you left behind that you didn't learn from. So deja vu goes hand in hand with spirituality. So if you're in tune with your spirituality, you'll have that intuition and that intuitive need whenever you cross paths and you have that deja vu.
And if you're noticing these patterns, it's because you've been through this in your lifetime before. You've been through it in another lifetime, and maybe you have not learned from whatever you've been through. So your ancestors are trying to guide you. They're trying to help you. They're trying to assist you. So you have to recognize these patterns. So don't just brush it off and say, hey, this is what a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. So you have to make sure you recognize these patterns. So like I said, we're going to decode these messages. What does it mean if you're getting a pattern of numbers?
I told you guys in another video that we can decode patterns, and we already know that numbers create time, and what we don't realize is that time is based off of patterns, because I'm going to show you. Look, we all know 7 is a sign of completion. We've been told this from elders since we was young. We know this. 2 or more come together is a powerful force. We was told this in church, when 2 or more come together. 2 really represents 3, because 0 is actually 1, but we don't count it like that. We start at 0, then 1, but 1 is actually 2. So when 2 or more come together, it's basically like 3. It's like a force. You have some people that are empaths that can feel and sense your energy, and if you get those type of people as lovers, it's going to be an intense ride. Your energy represents a pattern that gives off a frequency that produces a number. So based off of your energy, that is the pattern of numbers that you're going to get surrounding your situation. I do know that my energy is how I communicate with my lovers. It's how I communicate with others. So I'm able to sit back and I'm able to analyze any situation, whether it's my relationship with a lover or whether it's a relationship with a business partner. I'm able to sense their energy by reading their energy. And if you pay attention to numbers and the patterns, you can also use that as a tool, just like a tarot reader that uses cards to decode their messages that they sense and read off energy. They're able to use those tools. So you can do the same thing in your life. When you're making decisions, you're going to learn the patterns and decode the messages so that you're able to communicate with the universe, because the universe knows the right situation for you. Your spirit guides always have your best interest in heart. So guess what? Your spirit guides have energy that never dies. Basically what this means is your ancestors that passed over are connected to you based off your energy.
It's not about the pattern of numbers itself. It's about whatever situation surrounded those pattern of numbers that you're getting, because like I said, your ancestors are going to use numbers. They're going to use music. They're going to use your atmosphere to communicate with you. So if you're seeing a pattern,
I know a lot of you guys have cats that likes to cuddle with you when you sad. And let me tell you why the cats do that. They can sense your energy and they can feel your vibration.
Hey girl, hey girl.
Cats are spirit angels, and if you have a cat, I want you to pay more attention to your cat. Show more affection towards your cat. Show more love towards your cat. And like I said, pay attention to the cat.
Look at this cat. What's up, girl? What's up, girl? Hey, girl. All right, I'm finna go. I'm finna go. Bye. No, turn around.
Okay.
Turn around. All right, I'm finna go this way. Pay attention because it could be an ancestor trying to communicate with you. Now, in another video, we're gonna talk about reincarnation and the fact that we are reincarnated from our ancestors. So, yeah, y'all wait for that video. If we're all energy and we're connected to each other's energy, then it means you are your ancestors' keeper. We are our ancestors' keeper. I am my ancestors' keeper. So like I said, you would know if your ancestors are communicating with you. You just have to sit still, pay attention, get familiarized with manifesting, get familiarized with meditating. Because to be honest with you, meditating and manifesting are the same things. You're manifesting and meditating on manifesting whatever you're trying to manifest. So once you get the basis of manifesting and meditating, you'll be able to listen and you'll be able to hear these messages clearly. So like I said, you will know if your ancestors are trying to communicate with you, if you're sitting still, if you're paying attention. So you are. How do you know if your ancestors are trying to communicate with you? Listen, if you get to a point to where you're not paying attention, trust me, they're gonna make sure you're ready. They're gonna stop and come back when you're ready. So I just want to give you a few basics on how to know if your ancestors are trying to communicate with you. I just want you guys to stop, be still, listen. Don't just brush off the fact that you just heard a song that maybe can relate to whatever you're going through, because it could be your ancestors using those tunes for you to get the message more clearly. So I want you guys to stop, take a minute, breathe in, meditate, and listen to your atmosphere. Listen to get out into nature. Get out into nature and pay attention to the birds. Pay attention to the animals that are communicating with you, because we can communicate with animals too. What's up, girl? Bro. She just followed me. She won't leave. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, pretty girl. Look. So, yeah, like I said, your ancestors are trying to communicate with you. Maybe you don't realize because you're not paying attention. Maybe you need to get in tune with your spirituality. Listen, spirituality is very vital. It's very important that we get back into our spirituality. We've gotten so far along, we don't realize that all of us are connected with each other's energy. So like I said, your ancestors are trying to communicate with you. Energy never dies. So as long as you know that energy never dies, there's always going to be someone on the other side. There's always going to be someone on the other side trying to communicate with you. So if there's something I missed in this video, feel free to drop in the comments. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Until next time.
I'm feeling like I'm high in the sky, like a kite fly by. I ain't never coming down, I just run away by. Like Maya said, I'm going.